Meg was also trying to figure things out, which was proving difficult. The Athena statue didn't appear to be anywhere near the center of Darius's fountain, where he swore it had been before the theft, and for the life of her she couldn't figure out how anyone could have made off with such a large monument. It's massive, Darius described, echoing her thoughts. As tall as half a dozen men, or at least Alkyonis, and strangely enough, in its place were piles of olive pits. He narrowed his eyes. I wouldn't put this past Kostos. He's always been jealous of my agora. He may have better olives at his marketplace, but my cheese is the freshest in the city. I'd start with him. She was not going to tell Darius this, but anyone who was anyone shopped at the agora on the west side of town. Kostos' olive stand was truly second to none. Who wouldn't choose fresh cheese over olives? Meg said instead. She stared at the gurgling fountain from all angles and wondered where the Athena statue could have gone, and who would have left olive pits floating in the water as a clue. Suddenly, her hair seemed to stand on end. Was someone watching her? She always sensed when Hades was lurking in the shadows, but this felt different. A shadow fell over her, and she looked up. The early morning sun had given way to thickening clouds. It made her curious how things were going for Wonder Boy upstairs. Look, can you find the statue or not? Darius pressed. After the Titan attack, people are afraid to go shopping, and no shopping means no money. That's why I need Athena's presence back here as soon as possible. She is the protector of this agora. He sighed, looking around at the nearly empty market. And she won't be pleased when she gets word about what happened. I need the statue back today. Today? Meg sputtered. That's impossible. Darius shook his head. I guess this is what I get for agreeing to give a woman a job like this. Meg placed her hands on her hips. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that as a man you were making such good headway on your own without me. Darius glared at her. She paused, gathering herself. Give me the day to get some leads, and I'll report back with what I've learned. We'll go from there, deal? I guess I don't have a choice. Darius glanced at the sky himself. The last thing we want to do is make the gods angry. Darius hurried back inside, which was fine by Meg. She didn't need the businessman looking over her shoulder as she canvassed the marketplace. If anyone had seen the statue stolen, it would be the people who lived and worked right where she stood. Meg turned to the first person she saw, a woman selling pomegranates from a basket on her arm at the entrance to the agora. Excuse me, were you working here 2 days ago? Meg asked. Yes, said the woman warily. Good start, Meg thought. Did you see the Athena statue here in this fountain? Yes, the woman said again. And when did you notice it missing? Meg asked. The woman thought for a moment. The statue was here till I sold my last piece of fruit in the late afternoon. I left before it was taken. A clap of thunder made them both look up. The gods are unhappy, as you can see. It's just rain, Meg thought, but she wasn't about to argue. Who is the last person out of the market after closing? Usually Darius, although the night before it went missing, I did see Kostos, the owner of the other market, shopping at our spice stand. Kostos, you say? Between that and the olive pits, Meg supposed it was time to pay the competing agora a visit. It took a while to get across town. After the Titans' battle, people were still cleaning up crumbling buildings and destruction all over Thebes. Several roadways were blocked, while construction had started in other areas. By the time she reached the other marketplace, the sky had turned menacing dark. Most of the marketplace vendors were moving indoors, but there was a commotion at the entrance that kept several people outside. She will not be happy when she sees this. Of course not. It's disrespectful. Who would do this? What's going on? Meg asked two women holding babies. The Athena statue at the entrance to the marketplace is missing, said one. Meg paled. If another statue was missing, this was a deliberate attack. But by whom? When did you notice it was gone? When we arrived to work this morning, said the first woman. A rumbling of thunder in the distance made everyone look up. We've angered the gods, and now we will be punished, moaned the second woman. The gods will find fault with all of us, said a man pushing a cart. Athena's statues are missing all over the city. Meg whipped her head around. Did you say all over the city? Yes, the man insisted, as more people gathered round. They're missing at both marketplaces, plus the one at the temple is gone, as are the one near the sea and the one at the south entrance to the city. All gone as of this morning. Who knows how many others? That was a lot of missing statues. Meg had to wonder who would risk angering Athena. Even Hades himself wouldn't be such a fool. He didn't fear many, but he always got anxious when Athena's name came up in the underworld. No wonder the skies are so dark, said the man. Athena knows we have removed our statues, and she is furious. She will strike us down for such a crime. Meg squared her shoulders. She's not going to strike anyone down if I can help it. Tell me the last time you saw your statue. Was it last night? They both nodded. And who is always the last person in the market? Kostos' son Otis, said the first woman. He was closing up, and he said 1 minute the statue was here, and the next it was like, poof, gone. Raindrops began to fall, and the two women hurried inside. Meg didn't mind getting wet. She walked over to the site of the missing statue and knelt to the damp earth. She picked up a handful of small, rough pellets. More olive pits. Megara! Meg's name was spoken so loud it sounded like thunder. She quickly stood and turned around. Before her was the subject of the investigation herself, Athena, and she did not look happy. Meg inhaled sharply. It was one thing to see the gods' likeness in stone and to hear tales about her greatness, even to see flashes of her when visiting Wonder Boy up on Mount Olympus. It was quite another to see the god of war and wisdom looming before her. Where are my statues? Athena demanded. That's what I'm trying to find out, Meg told her. Work faster, Athena said. The people are concerned, and I find this thief's lack of respect infuriating. Lightning crackled in the sky above her. I want them returned today. Great. Another person with an impossible deadline, Meg thought. I understand. I'm working on it. I just need more time. Time is not something on your side, Megara, Athena told her. I suggest you move faster before I inform Zeus what is happening and who is not doing what they can to make things right. Lightning flashed again, and Meg shielded her eyes. When she opened them, Athena was gone. If Athena told Zeus she was getting the job done, who knew how Wonder Boy's father would react? This was now about more than earning a living or getting recommendation for another job. It was about upsetting the gods above and her boyfriend's family in one fell swoop. Think, Meg, where could Athena's statues be? She needed to talk to the olive vendor's son. She ran over to a man covering his shop with tarps. Do you know where I can find Otis? He went to see Darius at the other agora, he said, as thunder rumbled again ominously. You just missed him. Meg covered her face with her hands. Wonder Boy, I hope you're having a better day than I am.